No gunshots, but they getting low, 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 low.
Hey guys, Composure, and today I'm going to be doing a $650 PC build. But before I start this video, I just want to say I'm sorry I haven't been uploading a lot. I've had to get a lot of stuff done. I'm actually working on learning how to use Unreal Engine 4, which is a lot of fun. But I'll try to get more uploaded. This is one of those videos. I'll try to start getting 2 PC builds uploaded a week, something like that, and hopefully they'll get more and more views, and I can work on that. But anyways, thanks for watching my channel and helping me out. I'm going to start this PC build now. I hope you guys like it. This PC is about $650. That's actually fairly cheap, medium price range. It actually performs really well. So if you're ever getting into YouTube or anything like that, this PC actually would work really well for you because it's upgradable, which is really good for later, and it has what you need for now for maybe 2 years, depends on what you're using it on, to keep going and making more videos and stuff like that for a really good price. But it's not just for YouTubers and video editors and stuff, it's actually really good for gaming too. Since it has a 380X in it, you can play most games at medium to high settings, probably even maxed out at 1080p. You're not going to be able to max out every game at 1080p because even with a 390 or 970, it's getting really hard to max out a game. But anyways, let's start this PC build off with the CPU as usual. I'm going with the AMD FX 8350 4.0 GHz 8-core processor. 8 cores is really good, especially clocked at 4.0 GHz. Since it's already clocked at 4.0 GHz, I'm not going with a CPU cooler in this build. I mean, that's higher than any Intel besides maybe the i7 4790K. With those 8 cores, it's really helpful for rendering and editing, but especially with some games because they're starting to take advantage of more cores instead of just like an Intel i5 with 4. What's good about this CPU also is that it fits really well within our budget. It's under $200, which most CPUs aren't. If we had an Intel, it would not be under $200. So that's why this fits out perfectly. And it has a really good price to performance rate. Now I'm going to move on to the motherboard, which is the ASRock 970A-G. This is a really good motherboard for $71. It's capable of holding 64 gigabytes of DDR3 memory, and it supports Crossfire, which is really good since we have a 380X, and that's upgradable later, so you can have Crossfire with another 380X. I'm a really big fan of having a color scheme in a PC build, and this motherboard looks really cool, plus it's red, which goes really good with our color scheme. For the RAM, we have the G-Skill Ripjaws X Series 8GB. This RAM's clocked fairly high at 1600 MHz, plus it's DDR3, which isn't that old, and it's 8GB, which is all you need for gaming right now. Plus, you can also upgrade to 16 later. You can just pick up another pack of this, or you can just upgrade to 16 as a whole with 2 8GB sticks. And again, this is also red, which goes really well with our motherboard and color scheme. For storage, we have the Western Digital Caviar Blue 1TB hard drive. It's really good, very reliable. Probably anyone who asks for a hard drive, this is probably what they're going to recommend. No SSD in this build because SSD is just too expensive for this price range. I guess you could go with a 128GB SSD if you really wanted to and you need that space. Or you could just ditch this and go with a 128GB SSD just as for your main storage, which would be really weird because most games nowadays are 60GB each, and that would really just suck to have 120GB. So yeah, it'd be fast, but it would not be worth it. For the gamers that are watching this, we have the Asus Radeon R9 380X 4GB video card. This is an amazing video card for our price range. Also, it's red, so it goes great with the color scheme again. But anyways, for the performance, it performs extremely well in most games. It can play any game at 1080p, high to maxed out settings. Some of the higher ended games like Witcher, probably medium settings. But since we had a little bit extra money in this build, we could go with the X version instead of just the regular 380, which is really nice and should add some performance to some of the games. For the all-important case, which actually doesn't really matter unless you care about color, we went with the NZXT S340 black and red case. I really love this case. I really like its style. All the NZXT cases actually look really good. Plus it's black and red, which already goes with our motherboard, RAM, and graphics card. To power our build, I went with the Corsair CX 600W 80 plus bronze certified semi-modular power supply. This is a very reliable power supply. It's actually what I have in my build. Plus it's semi-modular, which is very good for cable management. So for all the OCD people, that will work out really well for them. that's the end of the $650 PC build. I hope you guys like it. Leave some comment, leave some feedback. That really helps me a lot. And if you guys really like the video, like it, of course. And if you like my content, subscribe, please. Thanks for watching.
Bullseye.